What is going on, FG3000? Back in the place to be, and welcome to Legend of Neverland. Now, when I first saw screenshots of this game, I had like a little bit of hope that this would be more than your typical auto path, auto quest, auto combat, auto grind, auto play mobile MMO that we've already seen 4,274 times before. And unfortunately, as pretty as the game is, and you know, as standout as some of these features are, like this whole little dance minigame that's going on, it really at the end of the day is talk to NPC, walk around for 5 seconds, talk to another NPC, kill 10 mobs, rinse and repeat for hours and hours on end. But I'll go ahead and show you what the game has on offer as I get out of my little conga line. Dude, I'm trying to get my quest credit for this. Although this is pretty cool. This is why I like hub towns, dude. I like hub towns for moments like this. Now this is like an event mini game that you have to take part in for like a daily, but it's still pretty cool, dude. I like it. All right, so see you guys later. I'm done with the dance. Thank you very much. Very cool. All right, so like I mentioned, this is an auto path, auto quest, auto grind, auto play MMO. Right now, I just hit the point of the game where I cannot proceed any further until I hit level 59. So I figured it was a fantastic time to show you what the other gameplay modes are like, because you know how these games are. You'll hit one of those little milestone levels, and that's the game's way of telling you, do some of these other gameplay modes before you can continue on. So let's go ahead and just go through a few of these here. Ancient Ruins is one of the gameplay modes where you go and fight some bosses. And as you guys saw, this is some group-based gameplay, but unfortunately, it's not like you traverse a dungeon or anything like that. You're in this circular room, mob spawn like non-stop, and you just like you just AoE them all down. That's pretty much it. So this is the group dungeon combat that you're introduced to pretty early on in the game. Here is the boss, by the way. Like, I'm not really sure why they did this, because once again, the best part about Legend of Neverland is the fact that it is a pretty looking game. But for whatever reason, they didn't really kind of lean into that. Like, I would have loved to see like a real dungeon to traverse to fight that boss, but that's literally it, dude. That is a group dungeon here in Legends of Neverland. So a little disappointing when it comes to that. Slightly less chaotic than the Ancient Ruins is the Path of the Fire Sword. A lot of games have started to do this, right? This is basically a tower where each floor has different characters that are going to give you buffs. So my flower fairies right here are going to be my bonus damage modifiers, and I'll show you what those flower fairies are all about. It looks like it tried to do a little bit of Genshin, a little bit of Tower Fantasy, because you are the main character, right? Me riding my little bootleg chocobo right over there, FG bruh. But I have these two fairies that float alongside me, and they do provide my ultimates, right? So here's my husbando fairy. Dude, I gotta get out of that. Like, they will kill you. Like, it is pretty auto-pathy, but some of those big, really red telegraphs, you do definitely have to get out of. But that's pretty much it, right? You have your little auto-combat attacking main character. Yip, yip, get out of that. And then here on cooldown, you'll have your fairies that can provide different types of support spells for you. Here we go. Once ago, already died, but I'll cast it anyway. There you go. And there is a gacha banner as well. So we will do a summon to see if we can, you know, locate some different fairies outside of Iris and Cornflower here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this gameplay mode. I do like it as a concept, and I'm glad games are starting to do these little, you know, infinite tower modes are kind of boring. So I like this new shift to season-based tower modes that only last like a few weeks to a month, and each floor has different types of bonuses. So I think that's a good move for the genre overall. Not every gameplay mode has to be super innovative. Sometimes you just need to refine what you already have. So shout out to these new season-based bonus influence tower modes, ladies and gentlemen. So kind of leaving combat here for a second, they have some gameplay modes that have nothing to do with combat whatsoever. Here's a little situation where we're trying to put out fire in this town, and this is actually an event, right? So this is actually an event that you have to do. You don't have to do it every single day. You do have some options, but every single day you have to do something that's non-combat related. Dude, a treasure goblin that does not always spawn, by the way. Very cool. So that was fireproof duty, right? So non-combat, you're just kind of putting out fires. Some of these do have combat, however, but they do really become monotonous because every single day you have to do 6, and there are 6 of them. Now you can just do 1 6 times, I guess. But when you kind of have to, when you're forced to do these things every single day that aren't really fun, they're just like busy work. I don't know, man. It just kind of drags the entire game down. So one of the pieces of advanced gameplay, as you guys can see, is the most boring type of MMO quest imaginable, the escort quest. Yep, they literally have escort quests in the game here. And then lastly, of course, you do have some good old-fashioned you versus AI PvP. Dude, I should have got out of that. That was actually a good amount of damage there. But as you guys might expect, find someone that you think you have higher power than, fight them. I do like this little versus screen though. Very cool versus screen with the V being fire and the S being like ice. That's kind of cool. It's the little things, dude, that I'm getting enjoyment out of. Like, why am I even playing this game? Did I really have to play it all the way up to, oh yeah, I forgot. I have my advanced class unlocked. So I can switch to my little ranged little gun here. Look at this. Look at that. I did unlock the advanced or the secondary class. So basically my character is a dual class warrior and whatever this little gun class is called. There you go. Dude, I'm starting to fight other people that have guns right now. Right now I'm undefeated though. I can't stop now. I like my little turret. Super helpful. Nice. That's combat in arena. So there you go, a little overview of some of the gameplay modes here in the world of Legend of Neverland. Like I said, at its core, it's still an autoplay MMO, but it's pretty. How pretty is the game, FG? It looks good sometimes. Wow. I'm trying to see if the world boss is up, but if the world boss is not up, oh, the world boss is still alive, dude. Well, here we go, my friends. Time to fight the world boss. So this spawns on a timer, as you guys might expect. We got here just in time. So we'll go ahead and fight this little world boss dude. He's a big, massive centaur here. I'm not gonna bore you with the entire combat scenario. He doesn't really do anything too special. You can basically just kind of stand here, turn it on auto, and come back later, really. There's not much you have to do. Unless you're like a whale and you're trying to get like a top spot for better rewards. Like for the rest of us, yeah, we're just gonna be autoing. And down you go, got my little participation trophy, some gear, chest, some gold. So that's kind of like an overview of all the different gameplay modes I have unlocked currently here at level 58. So we talked about the Expel incident, which is like putting out fires, the Ancient Ruins, which is a pretty disappointing dungeon, the Giant Boss, which is a world boss. I didn't feel like showing you guys the EXP dungeon, that's pretty boring. The Path of the Fire Sword, which is probably the only solid gameplay mode out of everything that I've showed, in my opinion. Advanced, you have that boring escort quest, but then in the future, you have the Fire Dragon Lair, which might be interesting. Test request, that doesn't sound good, and the Elemental Realm. And then if you like PvP, I showed you Ladder Arena, but there's Crystal Battlefield and Top League. So if you are into PvP, this looks like it's going to be live PvP because there are set times. And usually when there's set time PvP, that's because the game is trying to improve the matchmaking to the highest degree possible. And then last but not least, you have Leisure, which is the dance frenzy that I showed you before. You know, going out there, gathering, forging materials. You have these battles where it's kind of like a sumo fight, but that's pretty much it. That is basically the Legend of Neverland. None of those gameplay modes really like tickle my fancy, unfortunately. So this is not going to be one of those autoplay MMOs that I actually get to max level, because believe it or not, I do play these games unironically sometimes. So let's go ahead and do a nice little summon. We'll let the full summon animation play out, and I'll show you the fairy system. It looks like we do have a golden fairy, my friends, and a purple and a few blues. So hello, Lindsay. In the place to be. Oh wow, dude, how many stars is that? Okay, then a bunch of like fodder stuff here. I'm gonna go ahead and burn out all my currency. No live 2D, just some static 2D, dude. What is that? Let's go ahead and do another one. We'll just go ahead and skip the animation. I want to get, oh, look at her. Hello, Sunflower. She's kind of cool. And let's see if we get anybody else that looks interesting. There goes some more copies of Iris, and I'll show you what you use all these little fairies for and how you interact with them. Very nice. Another copy of Sunflower, and that is all I have as far as currency is concerned. So here is the flower fairy system. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, these little guys fly alongside you and provide different types of skills. I wonder if I have enough to ascend. I do. So you can see I got 2 copies of Cornflower there. I can ascend and bring him up, get him a little bit more powerful. Like very, very straightforward, right? And then I can also level them up with little upgrade materials. I can also improve the level of their skills. Very, very straightforward. And then here are my deploy fairies. So now I can select, since I just got that new weapon unlocked, I can select which fairies I want to come out when I use my little gun, right? So here I am, doing my little basic attacks, summoning my fairies. Very nice, and then switch. All my little gun abilities. Very nice, and then here are my other fairies. Wow, amazing. So that will do it, my friends. A nice little look at Legend of Neverland. Overall, this is basically your typical autoplay MMO with just a prettier package with some pretty cool mounts though. Look at that. I like this mount right here. Dude, if I actually played this game, I would spend at least 17 American dollars for this. Very, very cool. Look at this. This looks familiar. Looks like a World of Warcraft troll mount. Epic, of course. This also, I feel like this is a World of Warcraft mount as well. Like it dropped out of that that little gadget dungeon I forgot the name of. That's pretty cool. Cool mounts though. I like this as well. Very cool. Thunder Beast. Little magic jet board. A little Christmas Eve bear. King Corgi. Very, very cool. A little rubber ducky. Boss duck, excuse me. Cool mounts though. I gotta say that mount's pretty cool. All right guys, so I'm out of here. My name is FG and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.